Dr. Wood, author of the book Miracles Minutes, Communications Part 2. And the problem where most fights start is miscommunication due to misunderstanding. So, my context was that some lady she thought, whose thoughts? Her thoughts, not my thoughts. So, is she listening to me? Well, Dr. Wood, I thought, who thought? You thought. You're not listening to my thoughts. See the big difference? I thought you said, who thought? I thought. What you didn't listen to was what I was thinking. So what happens is, let's suppose someone's having a conversation. What's supposed to be happening is you suspend thinking. You're there present with the other person listening. You could do that with your eyes. You could do that with many different things. But if you're listening to yourself, who are you listening to? Not to the other party. It's a form of disrespect. You're not giving the other person space to express themselves and to be themselves. In actuality, you're kind of hijacking their expression, making up a story in your own head of who they are versus letting the person be who they are. Now, let's suppose I say something in conversation, and if you don't understand, it's your responsibility to say, hey, Dr. Wood, let me get this straight. Just make sure I'm clear on what you said. Blah, 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 blah. And is that what you mean? You would grant me or the other party the ability to be a human being, express themselves. Let them communicate. Let them share their expression. I don't know what they mean. I don't live in your head, and you don't live in my head. But when you say, I thought, who thought? I thought. So let's suppose you were talking to me, and I go, well, I thought you said, well, that means I am not allowing you to be present in the conversation. I'm making up a story about you. I've hijacked your personhood. I've hijacked your human beingness. I've hijacked your existence. I'm actually being kind of rude. So you ask a question. I know it takes courage to ask somebody. Versus then you go hold a grudge against somebody, become truculent, don't even allow that person the ability to, quote, defend themselves in the conversation. I'm not saying that. The lady took offense. She thought I was talking down. I didn't know she was a doctor. How am I supposed to know that? So I got two other people. Two people are not doctors, and she's a doctor. So I have to talk up to her, but then be down here with everybody else. I'm going to leave someone out of the conversation. That would be kind of rude on my part. So I'm doing the best I can. She could request of herself to have a conversation at a higher level for her. That's fine. I could take a request, but to not make a request, to not express yourself, to not be assertive, that's passive aggressive behavior. And it causes major problems in all relationships. What's missing is clarity of communication. If you don't understand, if there is a negative feeling that comes up in you, hey, bring it up. Let's suppose I was being an asshole. Throw the foul. Dr. Wood, when you said this, it seems like you're being a little bit rude. Or maybe being a little bit arrogant. Okay. At least I'm afforded the ability to make my communications clear. Maybe I wasn't communicating clearly or effectively. But to come up with your own opinion, your own assumption, without offering the other party the ability to clarify the communication, then take action upon it, then offer a judgment, then to execute. I don't know about that. Your opinion, your judgment, execute, decision, condemnation. I can tell you what's missing from that is listening and love and care about another person. You're not listening to the other person, you're listening to yourself. So I'm calling the flag on that kind of form of communication. If you're doing it, just be aware that you're doing that. If you want to be better in better relationships with everybody else, have better communications, ask a question. Excuse me. When you said this, I kind of didn't understand. I mean, I'm slow. I didn't catch on. I'm trying to follow your conversation because I want to be with you in it. If I get lost, I'm going to ask a question. Is that okay? Dr. Wood, Author Book Miracles in Minutes. If you want a better relationships, you want a better communication with your kids, you want a better communication with your spouse, you want to be a better doctor, clean up the communication. Ask some questions. And don't tell me what you thought about me. Ask a question. It's the polite thing to do. It's the most loving thing to do. Be that loving person. Have a great day.